Hello, and this is week 5 of the monologues assessment rehearsal, and this week is the final week before the run up to the assessment. And this week we had our monologues reviewed as a part before the assessment. So, starting off in terms of my contemporary is good. I can really embody the character, which is a good thing. I've really done, and to people on the outside looking in, it's really obvious that I've managed to clearly and concisely isolate the intentions of the character. What I also need to do is just make sure I can go back over my lines for the monologue, because I do have and just make sure I have them word for word, as that can be a problem in terms of just clarity of the monologue, and sometimes if you're unclear in a rehearsal, they can just drop you, which is something I don't want to happen really, so I need to work on that as a first thing. In terms of my Shakespeare, I've really managed to get into the character, and it's obvious to people outside that I've embodied the character. But also, I'm still struggling to learn and get my head around the iambic pentameter of the monologue, as again, it is not actually written in modern English, which written in Old English, it is a lot harder to learn than, say, a contemporary monologue. I think what went well this week is the progress I made again, still edging it closer in terms of the Shakespearean monologue, as I'm now really close to the end of learning it. And every time I learn it, I get a little bit further, which is good, but I need to make progress on it a bit quicker. For the contemporary, I've really managed to get into the character. I've really managed to embody the character, though using previous experience is dangerous, and I've been advised not to use it too much, as it can cause mental health issues, as using previous experiences, bringing things up from the past and making you go through the horrors of what you've already been through all over again. So it's actually strongly advised that I don't do that. Even better if I could have learned my Shakespeare monologue before this time, as it would have helped me a lot, as there would be a lot less stress and work to do on the final run up to the assessment. But I am still working on the monologue, trying to get it up and done. Even better if I need to focus on where my eyeline is again, just to make sure I know in terms of the monologue, in terms of my Shakespeare one, so I don't look all over the room. And also, I need to try and make sure if I do look somewhere else, I return to the same eyeline. Basically, I need to envision the dagger in one central place, so just above me, in a sense. So, yeah. And in terms of the contemporary, I need to make sure I envision someone stood in front of me, so about here, who I'm actually talking to, having a conversation with, not just me in a room, not looking at, envisioning no one's there. I have to, in this sort of occasion, I have to use my imagination a bit. So targets for next week and the final few days on the run up to the assessment, pretty much is learn my Shakespeare monologue, and just make sure I got the intentions down and got the lines down word perfect on my contemporary. That is the main thing to do in the intervening time. And that will conclude week 5.